Alright, so in the video I was doing for yesterday, I told you I went down a rabbit hole of wood grain papers. This was the one I was actually looking for in the first place. I was looking for something with a bluish green because I'm going to put this image on top of the wood grain on top of the page. And then I'm going to do the bottom in this glitter that I got with my ALE called Frosted Meadow. I'm just going to cover the bottom half. So that's what I'm doing today. So I'm going to go ahead and soak my water slide. I think I cut it down. I honestly don't remember. Because, you know. But, so this one I'm going to do the top half, and I'm going to do the decal over the wood grain. I just think it would be really pretty. It says I pretend coffee helps, but I'm still a bitch. So that's pretty appropriate for me, honestly. And I just measured my water slide. Oh, and I'm using, this is also my Koala No Need Spray Matte White. So this one kind of falls under the not a full wrap, but it is still sort of a full wrap, but it's not the entire tumbler, it's just the top. But I measured the water slide so that the decal will fit on top of the water slide. While I'm waiting on the water slide, because this is a clear cast decal, it's got those edges, so they will show. So if I could find my scissors, if it's a big ask around here, I have a fussy pair right here. I'm going to trim this down because I'm going to put this under the epoxy, not over the epoxy. So I want it pretty tightly trimmed. I thought that green in the wood grain and the green in the glitter would pull like the greenish blue from the leaves. So, and I found about 10,052 really, really pretty wood grain or wood plank images that I would like to use. So next week I'm going to have another one of these decals with another wood image that incorporates florals. So I'm going to try and not annoy you with them, but there's going to be a couple. So let's see if this is ready. It really doesn't matter which direction this goes. So, and because this isn't a full wrap, it should slide and move a little bit easier. But I'm going to get this pretty tight to the top of the cup. I do think that this water slide likes maybe warmer water than I'm typically giving my water slides. So when I finish the cup for my 3-part series on this paper that's got a ton of small images, and I did have quite an overlap on this one. I didn't really pay attention when I trimmed it down because it really didn't, I didn't really think it was going to matter all that much. But I'm just going to swoop out my, and I really don't like this overlap so much. So I think I'm going to probably mess it up because that's what I do. But I'm going to try and cut along here. Water slides don't always like to cut wet, so we'll see what happens. See how fast that's already drying on here? Let me do this one little spot up here to remove. All right. And I'm tearing it. There. That is much better. Much happier. All right. So now I'm going to continue to remove the water from underneath. Okay, I'm going to grab a paper towel, a dry paper towel, and I'm just going to blot that. That's so pretty. So, I'm going to let this dry. We're going to get the decal on, and then we're going to get the glitter on. I'll be back. Okay, so I am ready to get the decal on here. I have my seam lined up at the bottom, and I'm just gonna get it applied. I already have my resin mixed up to go straight into that. And I have my glitter ready to sprinkle on top of the resin. So that's on, and I don't know that I need all of the resin I mixed, so I'm going to dump about half. And I'm kind of debating on whether I want a cheat over the top or not. I think on this one I'm just going to leave it alone. So, get my resin applied. Pretty happy with how this one looks so far. If I need more epoxy, I can pull from that other cup that I have sitting here, but I think this will be fine since I'm applying the glitter into it. I don't want a super thick coat anyways. So cute. I love the decal over the wood grain. And I may do a cheat in the top coat just to kind of hide the edge of that wood grain a little bit, or the decal on the wood grain a little bit, because again it does go on like a clear water slide, so I can see the edge a little bit right now. Had I done a layer of epoxy first, it would have concealed that a little bit more, but I'm honestly okay with the way it's showing. So, but a little bit of cheat would hide, would mask it a little bit. So, I'm gonna strip this glove off so I can switch over for my glitter, and I'm gonna grab a piece of paper. Okay, so I've got some paper under here. And I'm going to see if this will sprinkle, but I'm not sure because it is a chunky mix. I feel like I'm going to have to take the top off. I'm going to go heavy right up to the line of the wood grain, but after that I'm going to back off a little bit and kind of hand apply the rest of the way. So this glitter is super pretty. I've never ordered from my glitter addiction, but I may have to at some point. Check them out now. It's a very soft green that I've never seen a similar one in any of my suppliers, or that I've noticed before. So I'm just gonna really splash it on the bottom. And that isn't so much white showing through from the cup, that is parts of the glitter itself, so don't let that fool you. I'm gonna check my bottom, see how my coverage went. Pretty good. And I'm gonna finish up my top by hand, like I said, just because I want to get to the line, maybe a tiny smidge up the line, but not cover my decal. I'm just sprinkling from very high up just to kind of feather in a little bit of the glitter. So that's it for this step. I'm gonna let this dry, and then I'm gonna come in and give it a flood coat in a couple of hours, and that's where we'll finish it up. So I'll be back. Okay, I am ready to get my coat of epoxy on here. I decided not to put an additive in it. I just think it's good as is. Not going to worry about that little outline. Okay, so I'm going to bring it up for a look at it, if I can get the paper removed. There we go. So you can see a couple little stray pokey pieces. They'll be gone by the time this is done. But removing them isn't going to change the look of the cup. So that's that green with just a little bit of shimmer. And the decal, like I said, it's a little bit visible, but not terrible, so I'm not concerned. And the bottom is just that really pretty glitter. So that is it for this one. I hope you enjoyed. Try something different, and I will see you in the next one.